What's up, guys? It's Sireph, and welcome back to Server Stomp Episode 9. Today, I'm joined by... Oh, that's not where I'm supposed to go. I'm joined by Blue, the mighty Mr. Blue here. Welcome, of course, to our second live Server Stomp, guys. This has been amazing. Blue's graciously streaming this for us, so it's going to be great. It's going to be up on YouTube as well. So, guys, well, Blue, how are you doing?
I'm doing alright. Some internet issues, but hopefully they won't get in the way too much here.
Guys, don't forget, if we do have an issue and we do drop, you can go to youtube.com/SirepHSC, catch all the VODs uninterrupted. We're doing 2 different recordings here, just so you guys get the most optimal product. Also, you're currently watching at twitch.tv/Sireph. Go ahead and hit that follow button, or that sub button, or whatever it is here on Twitch, because I'm excited to start streaming these more and more. It is live. Being live is just so great. Of course, if you're watching live, you're not getting a live cam. You've got an image of me and Blue, but you'll be able to see the live cam if you go check out the YouTube page too, so that's all great. Let's go ahead and check out who we've got in the game. Of course, tonight we have Kontrol versus God. Kontrol from Team RNG, or formerly Jesus Vetus, once now really nice guys. And we have God from Team Lost. Blue, do you know these guys? Have you played with any of them before?
So Kontrol, not so much. I haven't really met Kontrol before. However, we have played with God on several occasions, so I am somewhat familiar with God's style of play, to say the least, and his personality and whatnot too.
Absolutely. I'm special. I forgot to turn off Skype, so just give me 1 second here.
That's alright.
Alright, so we're gonna just do that real fast. Pop the tools, and just mute those Skype sounds. And there we go. So let's tell these teams are ready up. Yeah, God though is a really great player. He's one of those guys who likes to chase down people, challenge them, and just do so much work on points at getting those kills as well. Kontrol, I've played with. I actually got to meet him at MLG, and he is an extremely good player. And a really nice guy, and he's got a beard that is extremely epic. So let's go through the team. I'm starting on Kontrol. He's top red right now. He's a Guardian. He's running a build. I'm not sure he wants me to go over it, so unfortunately, guys, I will respect the player's wishes and go and kind of stay away from it tonight. He's joined by Sargon, one of our veterans here, and Shawn Buell, also known as Alorc's Android, running his warrior, which is very powerful. He's joined by Arenanet's Power and Mira Jane, who I have a feeling is actually Miralax.
I think it might be, yeah, because it's running the RNG tag.
Yep. And on the blue team, we've got God, or I Will Lead You All. He's joined by Zambrini from Team, was it Pure Pleasure? He's a brand new team. So. He used to be on Lords of the Dead. Not Lords of the Dead. Man, what was the other team?
Lagertag? No,
not like Tag. That's Lagertag is.
That's Infinata or Infanta.
Zambrini though. No, he's Retired Players Club was the one he was on, and that was a really good team. Also, we're joined by Claudia, a guy that's been very prominent in the esports guild recently. He's playing in pretty much everything. He's a really nice guy. We're joined by Nero Vidus from RNG, and a different Sorgon. I always just assume Sorgon the Monk and Sargon were the same person, but I guess that's not a thing, Blue.
It's kind of like over in Car Crash over on EU. Lord Nag Nag and Lady Nag Nag have different names, but they're different, or have the same name, but they're different people. I just got an update.
Mira Jane is actually Kiyomi Guyomi. If you've ever seen him play, he's a really strong Ranger player. But he's the new fifth for RNG.
Oh.
So it's going to be interesting to see Kiyomi going in on that. And guys, if you could just ready up. Let's see who's not ready. Just give a special shout out to whoever it is. It's Android Shawn. Ready up. You're slacking there, buddy. And I think I may have made a vital mistake because I don't have anything to drink. There it is. I'm gonna get some dry mouth during this match, Blue. This is gonna be hard. Anyway, this is our first map. For those of you who don't know, this is the Forest of Niflheim. Let's go into the map to give a breakdown and see where people are going. There are 3 points as always, but the secondary mechanics are the forest creatures that will spawn momentarily midway between mid and the home point. I'm going to go quickly into iTunes and get rid of the music for a second. There we go. So, Blue, we're going to see a quick split. The thieves from both sides crossing over to get onto the far points. Meanwhile, they're sending contingencies into the mid here. I'm going to go on to... let's go to the midpoint here and see who gets there first. Looks like it's Android, and it's Kontrol from the red team, joined by God the captain and Sorgon from the blue team as well. We're going to have a captain fight in the first a couple seconds of this game, dude.
We are going to have that starting off here. Kontrol already taking heavy amounts of damage, especially as Sargon comes in here to deal it. So that's going to start the fight off pretty hectically as well, because we sort of have this 1v1 contained up here, and then the team fight itself going on down below.
Absolutely, and it's really interesting to see Kontrol. We're in with him now, going up against his teammates. I guess he's sort of the guy I feel like he would have this grasp of exactly how his teammates play, just to get that sort of synergy down between him and his teammates. And it's interesting to see that Claudia is already down, and no, Nero gets Nero goes down right in front of Kontrol. He's stealth. Looks like Sargon might be able to res him. No, there's a thief going in on him, and Sorgon is trying to pop down on him. Android is finally trying to get... No, Android goes down. Android gets God down, rather, and we're going to see a huge fight over the captains here, with Kontrol looking to take the lead. Red team is up 65-31 here in the beginning, Blue.
So red team did take that middle fight there, that, like you just said, that is going to put them ahead. Definitely showing some strong team fight potential there. And now I think actually Power actually doing a pretty nice job at retreating Bez, but he's going to be running into some trouble here, as it is sort of 2v1 for the time being while he retreats back to the mine.
Absolutely. In with Power, we're seeing Zambrini and Claudia try and beat him to the point, and then try and get to him, as he is running that Spirit Ranger sort of style that we're seeing very closely. With Zambrini is going to chase him down, and he and Claudia are doing some great synergy work here. If we go to Zambrini here, we're seeing him roll. He's using his mobility as a thief to his advantage. He's popping in and off the point, trying to be off when he needs to be, and to stay out of the way of the damage, and in when he can strike with all of his initiative, Blue.
Indeed, he is doing that right now, as we're seeing. Did a pretty nice job, but unfortunately is going to lose one of his teammates, but might manage to save him, and no, he actually won't. Throwing down that illusion of life there.
But he might get res here. Oh, no. No.
Claudia managed to get up, I believe.
Claudia is actually going to deny him the res. He's going to walk away, but Zembri's going to get shadow stomped by Mira Jane here. That scores Kiyomi, and there's the stomp. Nero's here on the point, trying to deal with the Wolf and Spirits of Power, and also Mira Jade here, who's calling in those thieves right now. It's just, that skill, man, that thief skill guild spell is so powerful. Just calling in the backup that it provides, so amazing.
It's a lot of annoyance too as well, because you have one of them that does a tripwire pull or a snake wire. I'm not exactly sure the full name of that ability, so it does sort of shake things up in the middle fight, as well as dealing the sort of duelist pistol one deals a lot of damage as well, so you gotta watch out for that.
Let's go to Henge though real fast, because we have Shawn and it looks to be Sargon going in on Sorgon, the blue Sargon. This 1v2 fight here is going to be crucial in the progression of Team God here, because if Sargon goes down here to Android and to Sorgon, he's gonna lose the only point that he has. Looks like Sorgon's actually gonna get stopped right now by Android. He had stability up, and Sorgon will not be able to push him away. But here comes Claudia to try and 1v1 him, which is very interesting, because there's a lot of BM going on between Claudia and Android on a pretty daily basis. It's very fun to watch. We're seeing Claudia though using that scepter, the scepter dagger that is so common in recent days for the Necro. He's gonna get locked down though by Shawn, who stuns for days, and we'll see if Claudia can get the conditions he needs to on the warrior here.
Indeed, we are going to see that now. Although looking at Android's build here, let's take a look. He is running more. Oh, okay. Well, no, I didn't take a look at the build itself.
Oh yeah.
Take a look at more of the concept of the build. It is heavily CC focused,
right.
And against Necromancers, he really has to be able to land that. But at the same time, the Necromancer can sort of get him off. But with like I said, with the team support coming in here now, that is going to shake things up a bit.
Absolutely. Now, of course, Shawn in chat has said that he's going to make Defective proud here. I think he will attempt to do that as he goes down this far point. But it's worth noting that all of the points are capped. Let's go to Keep, where there's a major fight here between Zambrini and Power right now. And it looks to be Mira Jane as well. And he's actually not going to be able to go through and take this cap. God died decapping though. Blue team manages to get the mine, and the person going that seemed to be Nero. Nero got that back cap, and he's heading off to spawner to try and get blue team back in the game, as they are making income now. Mira Jade on Keep, no blue aggression here. Oh no, just kidding. It's Zambrini. He's on point. He might decap if red does not get it. Blue gets the spawn here, and here comes the juvenile river trick to try and oppose Zambrini, but Zambrini will get it. Meanwhile, here at Henge, Blue, what's going on?
Taking a look at the Henge now, I'm actually going to go over there for the first time myself. We still have this 2v2 team fight going on as Kontrol is holding off. However, he is taking some heavy pressure from the AoE grenades coming in from God at the moment, so he's going to have to watch out for that.
He's trying to run up behind God and get in on it. We're going to have another captain fight here, guys. Looks like Kontrol he's running that mace build, a mace focus greatsword. He's actually told me quite a lot about it. It's very strong when he gets in on these points, but God is going to have none of it. He's, of course, again, whenever we talk about God in tournaments or God in pretty much anything, we always go over about how he's the guy who gets the kills. He's the guy who likes to chase down everybody and 1v1. And it cannot be said enough, this is a guy who loves that aspect of it. Kontrol finally going down. It was a 3v1 eventually, but no, that looks like Shawn coming in with the war banner, and here's 3 people from RNG on the henge point. This is not looking good as the fight is now even. Android going in on God, and so is Sorgon. So much damage here, and it's just, oh my god, there's so many particle effects, Blue. Give us a little insight into what's going on here.
Alright, so we did just have a God go down here in addition to Kontrol, but with the killing of God there from a lot of AoE damage and stuff that was coming in from Android and the other sources of the red team, he's going to get knocked out there, and it really just it came out well for Controller, like we're going to see, and I think they're just mopping it up now as they manage to take out God and most of the damage at that point.
Absolutely. This is Red's game, and this is Red's point to lose here. Sargon is the only person on this point. Here comes the stomp from Shawn, and there it is. It's 284 to 176, but Red does not have a point yet. There's a fight at Keep, and we've got Claudia, Zambrini, and Nero fighting off against Power. This 3v1 fight, I can definitely see going in Blue's favor if Red does not come to support, but here comes 2 thieves. That is Sargon and Mira Jane coming up to support. God coming from behind them. Let's see if he can just sort of play the sides here with his grenades, but let's go in with Power himself, see what he's doing. He's actually so far off the point here. He's on about in the mid, and he's going to be running up, but Zambrini is here to meet him. Zambrini is actually running low on health here, popping that stealth, and he's just going to run off and try and get behind somebody in something.
He's going to do that now. So if you look at what Power's trying to do here, he's running a lot more of obviously the Spirit build, so it is going to be a lot more of a tanky-ish build. I'm not sure which amulet he's running here. He's actually running with Shaman, so it is going to provide a little more AoE healing as well in terms of condition damage. So he does have to fall back and be a little bit more defensive when he does get under pressure.
Absolutely. Now, he's took such a great job. Look at how much health he has in the middle of this fight that's been going on for about like a minute or a minute and a half. Shawn comes up. He's going to get the stomp on God, or it looks like it. No, he gets knocked down, and God just now dying from damage here. Red is doing such a great job defending this point, but then again, Blue is here in force, and they just have lost the numbers game here in the mid, I think.
Yeah, they have. It does seem like Red has turned it around quite nicely. Like I said, those Spirit Rangers are actually a really nice utility to have in your team fight, just because of, first of all, he's providing his teammates a chance to give, 4 seconds of protection, and I believe it's a 70% chance if traded, which more than likely he does have, in addition to the 70% chance to inflict a burning, so it's a really good utility to have, and it really can twist team fights if you do have that and it is left unchecked for too long.
Absolutely. You know, Red has turned this team fight around. They're the only ones here on Kiev now. And Kontrol's actually, he was fighting Udaheim for a while. He's still trying to get it. He's in the downstate. Udaheim's about to go down. If he can just keep that damage from killing him, and he will... is it there? Almost. He's healing himself with that symbol of judgment, but when Udaheim goes down, will he get up? Yes, he rallies and he gets that point for the red team. Of course, both side points, Mine and Henge, are taken for blue team right now. Let's go to Henge and watch Mira Jane and Sargon go up against Claudia Blue.
Alright, let me take a look at that real quick. Going to Claudia's point of view right now, we do have 2 people actually on a Mira Jane, and I think this is, both the thieves are actually on him now, so this is going to be a really tough fight for him, because although I think they're both running Sword Dagger, those Sword Dagger thieves are really just a pain in the butt to deal with, because as you can see, they're jumping all around, and that is something that even Necromancers might have trouble dealing with, and like we see now, he's already popped into play for him, so more than likely this is obviously going to go in the thieves' favor.
Absolutely. He is running that play form, which will grant him stability for days, and also he can just pretty much conflict conditions by being around people. He's going to go down though, and I will not be surprised if red team retakes their home point momentarily. Henge was decapped for a little bit, but was taken back by blue, and we're going to see that most of the people from the blue team are going to descend upon the mid to try and get that 2-cap running once again. Red team though is 415 to 336. It's close, not unwinnable for blue here, but it looks like red is running away with their lead.
Indeed, they are. Red definitely showing a strong lead at the moment. They are about to take mine, I believe. We'll jump over to that. Yep, they've just taken that, and as well holding the keep in the moment. They might have trouble holding it considering it's a 2v3, but I think they might be able to get the reinforcements from... or sorry, the red team might be able to get the reinforcements from mine here in just a second, so they might be able to hold that as well.
You have Kontrol, though. He's going to try and come in and take spawn here from Nero here. Let's see who gets it in this fight. This might bring blue back into the game here. It's they got it. It's 383 to 450. If they can decap and keep it off, blue team might have a chance here. But it looks, with every second that passes by, it looks less and less likely that blue is going to win here.
It is sort of coming down to the end of it now, although we are going to have blue team possibly flip the point, but he has to watch out here. Power, especially with the Spirit now, coming into this fight, this could once again, because of the fact that the Spirit Ranger exists in this fight, it could really just flip it around that quickly, and like we said, I think it has, because God's already gone down in just a couple seconds.
Absolutely. Even with that that supply crate drop there, he just got so far from the point and so far from his actually God's up here. He's going to be running around picking up the med packs, just trying to stay in the game. Nero's up top trying to deal some great sword damage, which of course as a Mesmer running that great sword damage, it gets more and more effective the further you are away. Dropping an illusionary duelist to just do more DPS on the point here. Shawn is in the mid wreaking havoc on everybody, starting them with that shield bash, and just here comes a stomp on what looks to be God here from Shawn. Just amazing work here from Android.
Indeed, yes. Very nice job. Again, that Control Warrior, a very nice build. We started to see it's sort of growing slowly, but definitely seeing a lot more people running it. It can really turn the tide in team fights. Once again, if left unchecked, it's sort of sneak its way in there and really wreck up your team composition.
Absolutely. Sargon's down on point. This is red all the way. If Nero doesn't get on momentarily here, he's going to have, even if he does get on, he'll probably just lose his life to this powerful combination of Mira, Android, and Power here. Let's look at the map. No, let's not, because the game is over. And, geez, Blue, it's so, the game, it was actually quite close, but for a long time it didn't seem like it. It just seemed like red was always where blue needed to be.
Yeah, I think, at least in my opinion, you definitely have to contribute to the composition that we're selling here. Power with the Spirit Ranger in combination of Android running with the CC build and the 2 Sword Dagger Thieves as well just was a really nice combination that I think, and in the end, maybe, or more than likely, ended up contributing to their total victory.
Of course, we are going to try and randomize the teams again. Hopefully we can grab the players before they do that in here. We got Defective X actually joined the chat. I'm really excited to see him on the show for once. And let's just remind everyone, please re-random.
Again, for those of you watching live on Twitch, if there are quality issues, I do apologize. I'm noticing some dropped frames here. However, that is something with my ISP at the moment, and I do apologize for that.
We got 12 viewers on Twitch, which is amazing. Last time we did a live server stomp, I think we maxed at 40. So if you guys are watching, tell your friends. We're gonna have a good time here. Of course, let's go through the teams because they just got re-rolled, and this is gonna be interesting.
Alrighty, so over here on the red team now, we do have once more Control. Obviously, he's going to be sitting over there on that side, but now joined by Mirajami, Sargon, or the Sorgon rather. Android once again going to be on this team, in addition to Nero Virtus now being on this team. Over on the blue side, we have God leading it, as he was last time. Miralax is now on this side. Miralax, I thought he was an EU player, apparently not. I'm apparently confusing him with someone else. Miralax from RNG is over here. Claudia, as well, is now joining this team once again. Willing to take out Android in that little rivalry we got going on over there. Zambrini X, once more, is playing in this game, but he's going to be on blue team. And then we have Triptych Hunter.
Poon Hunter.
Is that? He's jumping around, eh?
That's not safe for
Poon. Triptych!
Triptych Poon Hunter. We're going to call him Poon.
We'll just call the Triptych part.
This is going to be interesting.
Okay.
Well, let's look at these compositions here, which is so good. I look at the red team: Double Guardian, Mesmer, Warrior, and actually that's Defective. That is the guy who made the build that Shawn was using amazingly.
Apparently Android dropped.
And Mira Jane. And it's worth noting, Kiyomi, who is Mira, Nero, and Kontrol are all on the same team. This is really, really gonna mess with God, stacking the odds against his favor here. On the blue side, however, Double Thief, which we saw Mira Jane, and I think who was it last time? And Sargon, who did a lot of work, right?
It was I think it was Zambrini and Mirajane, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was
remembering correctly.
And Mirajane, who did a lot. They just hunt people down, dude.
Well, the thing is first of all, the annoyance factor in fights is absolutely off the charts right now. Just because they can jump around so much, and if they're good, they can spam 3 and sometimes become almost unhittable. With the exception of AOE, is one of the only ways to counter that. Just a lot of AOE on yourself. And in addition to that, they have one of the highest mobilities in the game right now as well. So that's definitely even on core teams and in regular tournaments, it's a must-have on your team composition right now.
Absolutely. Of course, on the blue team, we're seeing that annoyance comp, but also Claudia running Necro, and Elementalist and Poon Hunter, and I will lead you all running his NG, which is going to give lots of conditions, something that really the red team is going to have trouble putting out as well.
What I'm seeing here right now is from blue team. Blue team has a very good balance of direct damage and AoE damage. However, they don't have a good bunker, and that could come against them. While blue team has 2 very good bunkers and not a lot of AoE, if I do say so myself. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Yeah, and they have defective. So
let's check the map. Game is starting though, guys. Welcome to Legacy of the Faux Fire, the sort of nostalgia map from Guild Wars 1. This is going to be centered in the graveyard, of course. We have the side points, Waterfall and Quarry. Red team sending 2 to Quarry, 2 to Waterfall, and 1 to Graveyard. Let's go to the Graveyard fight and see Defective. Let's go in with Defective here as he goes in on Claudia and Poon Hunter. And, wow, he's just wailing away, and he's actually been barely touched here. You can see his endurance bar pretty much all the way down constantly, using that dodge effectively, Blue.
He has overused all of his utilities, and we're only about, like, 20 seconds in the fight, so that's not too good, to say the least. Yeah, he's already forced off the point here, so he is in a bit of trouble, to say the least. Obviously, that's more the fact because it's a 2v1, and these other classes are going to be a bit of a tough fight for him, but he's doing pretty good for the time being.
Absolutely. Let's go over to the Waterfall point, however, because we have God and Zambrini trying to deal with Control and Narrow here. This is going to be a tough fight, but we are seeing this this captain fight, and God is actually kind of a bit further away from the rest of the fight there, so this might play into his favor as he is used to that 1v1. However, Control is doing a great job bringing it back to Narrow, running around, healing on the fringes. Now he's kind of come back in, blocking everything, and just staying on point and being generally annoying. Red team is in the lead. They have had Quarry pretty much unopposed here, 16 points to 0. God has pretty much done everything he could. He's dropped the supply crate. It's already pretty much gone, and we're going to see Control just running through here. He has such low health, and here comes a stomp from somebody. We'll see if Control can get interrupted. No, there's God going down. Zambrini left to pick up the pieces.
Indeed, as we're going to send out. And we did have Neuroverse come down here as Zambrini came in along with Miralax down to try and stop Control from resing. Oh my goodness, Neuroverse almost got up there. But now this is going to be the tough fight as these 2 thieves really just kind of destroy the other. Man. Yeah, the remaining 2. It's two Sword Dagger Thieves is kind of a ridiculous thing to deal with. So it is going to be a little bit of trouble.
Stay together, Blue.
Yeah.
My theory on this is have Zambrini and Miralax just roll together and then run into the team fights like a knife and come out very fast. We're seeing Defective and Sauron going up against Poon Hunter and Claudia, and also God here in the center. Blue team is actually up in capture points here. They have the center. They have the side point, their home point here, but it might not be long until Red aggresses once again, as we are seeing. Let's go into Zambrini and see what he's doing here. It looks like Mira Jane, which is, of course, Kiyomi, is aggressing him, and he might be able to juke him in to going to the Waterfall point and taking that from the blue team.
And again, we're seeing these 2 thieves right here just really stopping any and all, just pulling a You Shall Not Pass move here onto Mira Jane, because the 2 thieves, again, that combo is just deadly. There's not much you can do against that. And now they're going to come into mid and probably turn that fight around in their favor too, just because of the fact that they're there.
The blue team has taken the point advantage in this game. It's worth noting, it's 80 to 66. They're not even bothering to go to Quarry because they know they can't afford to peel off like that. Control getting dragged across the midpoint here. Zambrini and Miralax doing so much work. Miralax actually went down here. He's pretty far from mid as he tried to kind of go away and heal himself, but it looks like Mira Jane's going to come up here and just DPS him down, and there's that last hit. Let's look at Poon Hunter and see what he's running today, Blue. It looks like he's running maybe a double cantrip, triple cantrip build here.
So he's running staff, I believe. That's the interesting thing to note right there. That's something you don't see pretty often. So triple cantrips and staff. So obviously the staff's going to provide him a lot of supportive stuff, in addition to just in general AOE annoyances such as the lightning field. But other than that, it's somewhat of a defensive build. Let's look at the stats here real quick. Just trying to see what's there. But yeah, a lot of healing, and generally I think he's going for more of a sort of supportive build.
You know, as we say this, though, we've got one of the thieves. We've got Miralax running into that back cap here. We may see a triple cap if Blue can keep their point here. There's so much red going on in the center. Control running in. Here comes Claudia. He's down. Let's see if there's anyone stopping him. There's Control with the stop. Not managing to pull him off here. That's just going to decrease the numbers of Blue here in the center. I will lead you all, which is God running away, trying to get into the fight on his own terms here. He's going to be dropping grenades and chilling the people behind him. Poison going out. He's going to be dropping all of that, but Mira Jane is is on the waterfall point, and blue team is not having a good fight at this present moment. But actually, I take that back. Defective and Control are the only ones left in the mid. Control is going down. It looks like we can get the stomp. They can get the stomp on him if they try. That wave of light is popping out, but here comes God. Can God get the stomp on the other captain? No, he goes down as well.
Indeed, he is going to go down here. Defective, Control, and Nero Virtus now, all three of them are going to be down here. God is down, but looks like he's got a safety res going off there. So we do have 3 down bodies for the red team here in middle now. And blue team controls it, so if they wanted to, they could sort of delay kills here. But they do have to watch out because Mirage's now coming and trying to res them all as well. So that's going to keep the fight rolling for the time being.
Absolutely. Of course, this is going to be a major fight in the history of this game here. We are seeing Waterfall finally be decapped by Blue and Quarry. It looked like Sorgon went off to get that point back, and now he's finally getting back in the fight. Defective, Solo actually going down, and Sorgon shielding those people away. He's going to try and get the res. Can I will lead you will get this kill here. It looks like he might just, if Miralex gets the cleave on Sorgon and keeps him from rezzing, this might happen. Big ol' bomb going down from I will lead you all, knocking everyone back, killing Sorgon as he does with the grenades, and then just so much more grenades. Sorgon's down. Here comes a double stomp from God and Zambrini. If they nope, here comes a that was the wave of light going out. Zambrini needs to come back here and get these kills as they can reset and go fight for Quarry. Meanwhile, let's go to Waterfall, where Control has pushed Poon Hunter off the point with Nero. Not really much to say here, Blue, as sort of the action is really back in the mid. Let's go in with God here. He's got his grenades out, actually putting him back, kitting out for bomb, and he's going to be fine as he just destroyed pretty much everyone up on that threat face.
Yeah, as we saw there, obviously it's going to attribute to the really nice balance of AoE and AoE and direct damage that blue team has going for them right now. Red team's comp is sort of weird, to put it in a nice way. So I think blue team, once more, the comp is kind of contributing to why they're ahead right now.
Right. And I think that it kind of speaks to the skills of the players in the blue team that they can play to this to this comp's strengths and really like abuse the team fights, abuse the short like bursts of fighting with the thieves here. Control is trying to get back on the midpoint, but God and Poon Hunter and it looks like Miralex is chasing him down. He's running around here trying to find some way of survival, but it's not going to happen as Zambrini is going to be over here. Actually, that was Miralex did a shadow step stomp that was pretty amazing.
Indeed. Sorry. Jumping over there. Miralex did just do that shadow stomp in there. That I believe he stomped out Control with that, correct?
Yeah, he stomped out Control with that. Looks like Zambrini is going in on that far point here. Sorgon the Monk trying to keep him away. He's running the Guardian class. He's statted out for bunkering, but he'll be. Oh no, God is coming in. This is a 2v1. That is not the odds that Sorgon wants to see here. Here comes Mira Jane. Of course, that's Kiyomi trying to come in and do damage as well. But let's see what's going on. We've got Mira Jane going down.
Yeah,
actually,
we actually got to see their pretty much some of the weakness of the Sword Dagger Thief there. It's very susceptible to AoE, and God's Grenade AoE is one of the best there is, so obviously, like we saw there, the Thief, one-on-one in terms of direct damage potential, is probably going to be one of your hardest targets to hit. However, in an AoE fight, they are pretty susceptible to that, so like we saw as a pretty good example there, they do have to watch out when they jump into fights where there's a lot of heavy AoE.
Absolutely. Of course, let's go to the mid where Red is trying to take control here. Miralex is not down. He's trying to res Poon Hunter, and he actually does get that res off. The numbers are beginning to even out in the favor of blue team here. Actually, here comes 4 as God gets off the quarry point. Waterfall, there's a small skirmish between Claudia and Defective, where the main action is here at the graveyard. Let's go in with Control and see what's going on. He's trying to res Nero. He popped that Shield of Absorption on the initiation of the res, but he's so low. He's going down. Let's see what happens if Zambrini decides to get the Shadow Stomp off on him or not. Now here's Mira Jane trying to get a res off him, actually off of Nero as well. But again, God and his grenades do so much AoE damage. And of course, this is one of the guys who knows when to kit out for grenades and also knows when to kit back to that single point. Did you see that? And that's his big strength here.
We actually saw Defective do a really nice 1v1 against Claudia as well. Kind of, I jumped in there for a second, but with his offhand Axe 5, this actually pulled up a really nice combo on Claudia, and he's kind of doing it again right now on Zambrini. Yeah.
Look at that. He did 6k damage just there, like just seemingly for nothing.
That's actually a really good ability. The issue with it is you don't get stability or any kind of like immunity like you do with a lot of those other high channel ones. So it's kind of an awkward one to take at the moment.
Absolutely, but it looks like Zambrini is getting stunned. He's trying to pop that stealth and just get out of there, get to the fringes and heal up. Defective is behind here on the point. Here comes Claudia. He's going to do a lot of condies, and the combination of the conditions from the Necro here and the skills were caused Defective X to kind of break off here, as it looks like the majority of red here is in the center. It is 438 to 215. This game is so back and forth, so close. God is going to stop Sorgon on far. He's going to get Quarry. Red team has mid, and it looks like blue team will have a side point. I think blue team is going to win this match here, and we're going to have our first ever third match, our first ever rubber match in Server Stomp, dude.
It's definitely going to be exciting to see, yeah.
Yeah, we're not having a complete total stomp, but we've never had like a full straight-on like death stomp here in Server Stomp. But but I'm just glad to see a best of 3 go to the third game.
Yeah.
As a professional. Here we've got God coming up against Defective on the quarry. He's gonna kind of retreat back to his turrets. Looks like Defective is saying, "Come at me, bro," jumping in place before running in, and here it comes. He's gonna use that sword too to jump in there, popping that mace 3, the pommel bash on God. And here comes Sorgon with that shield of absorption, pushing him back. He's locked down. And of course, it's the strength of a warrior here, just getting that lockdown, that stun for days, as people call it. And now he's locked into that ring of warding as well. You know, it's almost unfair here. It's like God is pretty much. Actually, they called it. There's the GG. It's 500 points for the blue team, and we're seeing that game 3, blue.
All right, it's going to be interesting. Now, we did have Kontrol take our first match over there on the far side of Nifel, but like we said, with the switch up of the teams like we normally do, God managed to take round 2, and with that, we're going to be pushed to round 3, which is on which map, Sireph?
It's going to be Kylo.
Kylo, alrighty. So we're running the standard map rotation, and we're going to get pushed to the end of it here, so it's going to be interesting to see, guys.
Absolutely. I can't wait for this. Of course, Kylo is one of those do or die maps, those make or break maps. It is so different from the other maps in common circulation that if your team isn't ready for it, then it can just destroy you.
Yeah. It is a map that requires, at least even in the organized settings, it does require a lot of communication to run properly, just because there's so much verticality and whatnot to it, and there's a lot of room, especially if you're a thief or a fast mover class, such as an elementalist or another one, to sneak around the map and really just go to places where your enemies can't see you. So with that, controlling the mid is definitely going to be an advantage, because you'll have that upper area to sort of have the vision you want to and whatnot. And it does help to have a guardian sitting on that and sort of acting as a ward to check out other points for you.
Absolutely. Now the vision you get from having someone up there and having all those windows cleared out in the clock tower is pretty unparalleled on any map. You can see any point pretty much, any side point rather.
Yeah.
And you can see the numbers there, which is pretty unprecedented. We're just having some fun here. We attempted to have a countdown, but
did not work so well.
Looks like Power got on his HGH NG. Let's go over who's on each team. We've got Kontrol, and his running his standard course. We got Power running his HGH NG. Claudia the Dark going to the red side of the force here. Defective X and Mira Jane. This is actually quite the stacked team. Very, very high skill level here, and the comp is quite good.
Actually is, yeah. It is a pretty decent comp. We got some pretty evenly spread stuff. You got your bunker, you got your AoE damage, you got your condition damage, you got your control coming in there from Defective. So they did get pretty lucky there, assuming they did the random correctly, and with the team composition over here for Kontrol's team. So it's definitely looking good for them.
Absolutely. Let's go with that team, though. Let's start with God. God running that NG build. I don't know if he switched anything up. We're not going to check, because we've got Sorgon running Guardian. We've got Zimbrini and Sargon on Thief here, and we've got Nero Vetus running Mesmer. This is, of course, going to suffer from the lack of a Necro here, which I did just get that Doomfire nerf, though, Blue. I'm
interested. I'm interested to see how much this is actually going to affect it, because needless to say, the straight so they didn't increase ICDs or anything, but they did reduce the duration. I believe they halved it if it was done correctly. But
yeah.
I'm not just sure if the patch went in correctly or not, because I know when we were looking at it earlier, it wasn't actually in correctly. So I don't know if they fixed it since then. But
according to Power, who's saying this in chat just now, Heart of the Mist is actually a PvE zone, so you're not going to see any of the skill effects that happen in PvP go in PvE. So this is going to be interesting.
I did not know. So. Interesting.
He says it will be fixed very, very soon, however. So
okay.
I'm excited to see that happen. Of course, just have everyone ready up here. And yeah, so blue team's comp compared to red team is, I don't want to say it's worse, but I'll say that they have to do a little bit more work.
They do have to do a little bit of work, but again, they have that double sword dagger thief, which to an untrained team is gonna be a real pain in the booty there. So
I mean, let's be totally honest here. Everyone on red team is not untrained. We've got Kontrol and Mira Jane from.
well, I was speaking more in terms of like communicative reasons.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
they're not all on TeamSpeak. So
Well, we did tell them to get on there. I hope they all are, because that.
we're gonna hope they are, but I'm gonna take the safe assumption and say that they're probably missing one or two of them. So
Yep. I'm on
they
the map.
do have good communication between them. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry for interrupting.
I'm on the map. We're gonna watch the splits. Of course, for those of you guys who do not know what sort of is going on here on the Battle of Kylo, we have our main points down the center here. We've got our secondary objectives, the trebuchet, which can rain death upon pretty much any point on the map here. Of course, other than the base, that would not be safe here. But we're seeing the split as we were getting one on Trev for blue, but we're gonna see so many people heading into the mid and far from red. We're gonna see it looks to be the engineer. It's gonna be power and HGH. Just go in with power blue, as he's going to be doing the far point aggression for the red team here.
Indeed, running with, let's see here, actually somewhat of an interesting utility split here with Elixir C, the bomb kit, in addition to the toolkit. So definitely going for a little bit more of a close range approach, definitely that far point build we see a lot of MGs running nowadays. But the Elixir C is an interesting choice, to say the least there.
He is getting bassied to death right now. That
Yeah.
massless venom has locked him down twice in the past 10 seconds, and he's actually doing quite well. He's not, his health is just not quite going down here.
So this is a situation where Power could actually win this because of the fact that he's like close range AoE, and that's something these thieves may be a little bit weaker against. So he could do pretty well, especially with the addition of Claudia coming here with more AoE here. So I think the red team actually could come out on top here.
That would be very scary, as this would be a 3-cap for the red team. And that would not be good. Like such a far lead for blue, for red will just start putting the pressure on blue, and they will. I feel will start slightly cracking his Zamperini, trying to get Sargon up. He might just do it. Power gets pushed back here, and you see that roll away from both players. Just pretty much synchronized in opposite directions. Does quite the pro roll there, but unfortunately that doesn't do any damage to the red team here in blue.
No, it does not. We're not going to see do a lot of damage, but we are seeing a pretty even team fight so far. Like I said, these teams got to be extremely careful with the AoE and whatnot here that's being thrown around.
Let's go to the other parts of the map, though, because they do exist. God does get to the windmill with no one around, but let's go to mid, where Kontrol and Sorgon are trying to do battle to the death here. Here comes Defective, stacking the odds against Sorgon here. Sorgon is pretty much... Actually, let's go. He's doing quite a good job for a single guy up against 2 people here, but God comes in to do extra damage. And of course, this engineer grenade AoE from him will be legendary if he gets up there. Even if he gets pretty much off the point and starts raining it down from above in safety, will be such a great boon for the blue team here.
He's got to be careful, though, because Defective's kind of all over him at the moment with CC and whatnot, so he's got to sort of do a little bit of a jig here to get away from Defective, which, with the build Defective is popularized, is not going to be the easiest thing in the world to do.
And once he gets into your face there, he stuns you forever until you die. And
it's about a like 6-second lockdown, I believe, if you do it correctly. So it's very annoying to deal with, and almost impossible to deal with in some scenarios.
Tried to get that stomp down, not quite able to, as someone did get the Shadow Refuge off on actually both teams in that area. God did go down, though. It looks like Sargon will go down. Defective is just now facing off against Zamperini and Sorgon, but it's a 3v2 fight here in the mid that is heavily in the red team's favor, as so many people are here. And let's go to the other points of the map and just check out what's going on. It looks like blue team's Trev has died, which forces Nero to go up against Power here on the mansion point. Big old bomb popped, destroying one of Nero's phantasms here, but it's not going to be really enough, as Power's going to be facing God now and Nero, and that's not a fight I would take any day.
No, it's not. Taking a look at it right here, he is going to be up against a lot of stuff coming here, especially from Nero now is going to be on him, but he did manage to dodge the burst there, but I do think we are going to see Power going on here in just a second as his life force sort of ticks away slowly.
He's so low, but then again, he is staying quite up there. His health just went from 3 to 9k, and he's actually not taking much damage here.
Yeah.
It's I would say he's almost fine, almost.
It's not a weak build, to say the least, but
so strong, actually.
It can be killed eventually.
You know, I hesitate to call this a bunker, but goddamn, this guy just lives forever.
Well, looking at just the general stats here, not looking too much at the weaponry, but the stats themselves indicate 1925 toughness and 1860 vitality. That's not far off from a bunker.
That's
to say the least.
God is actually on point. They'll actually cap this power, trying to res Claudia here. Here comes Effective to get some cleave in. Actually, no, he's going to res. They're going to double res on Claudia. And just 4 people from the red team here pushing into this blue territory. Really heavy aggression here, as we are seeing Sargon Steals trying to get the red Treb, which is not going to help the team that much. And actually, God going to get stopped here on Mansion. Momentarily Defective and Power here going to go for it. And there it is. There's the flag to God's face there. Narrow is also down. He also gets stomped. This is red team's pull here. That's going to allow them to funnel out and go to mid where Zambrini is waiting. And if he doesn't get support in any second now, he's going to be taken down very fast.
Yeah, we are going to send out Defective. Now, Defective doesn't do the most damage per se, but he can definitely control and keep himself alive. So, like I said, I don't think he was going to take out Zambrini there, but to say the least, he has bought himself enough time to get teammates in there to finish the job.
Absolutely. Sargon Steals on the point here, trying to use that that short bow 4-2 combo, which is so very common, which does so much damage here. Zambrini actually not dead yet. He's going to get stomped momentarily. He doesn't pop that stealth. He might just, and he does, but no. Claudia the Dark trying to scream Kamehameha as he gets the stomp. Not quite. That was, oh man, when did we do that? That was the thing we did.
That was the 12-hour stream towards the end of it, when we were getting really loopy.
Yeah.
Is when we did that.
So Sargon here manages to back up windmill.
Yeah.
And the fight at Mansion continues as Power's finally down. Sargon gets that Shadow Step Stomp. So effective. It's just amazing to see.
So now, just to iterate as to why we sort of have those reverse side points right now, this is sort of a red team's mistake, although obviously it's not to a disadvantage in their regard. Red team, what they did here is they pushed pretty much all in on the far point, and because they did that, it opened the back door up for blue team to sneak in there and grab their blue team's far point. And that's sort of the risk of running it all in on the far point, is that you're going to be pretty susceptible to back caps at close point.
Absolutely. We saw God try and get the stomp on Defective, realizing it's more important to get the points now. They did break 100 points, but they are losing that far point in the battle. It's just Sargon versus HGH, Power HGH here, and looks to be Claudia the Dark. This is not a fight that I see Red losing. Red is doing so great there. 350 points to 108. They were 2 cap for a majority of the game here, and actually they were denying a cap for Blue at the same time, which is the next best thing to 3 capping Blue.
Yeah, it is pretty much the next best thing. We do actually have midpoint flipped as also. Blue team does have a chance to come back here, but it's going to take a lot of toughness here, and they are also in trouble at windmill, so they need to say at least it is possible for them to come back, but it is going to take a pretty hefty amount of effort at this point.
Absolutely, and effort is something that I think the blue team really wants to put in. They're hungry for this win here. Zambrini actually going in on Control. Control was just running around the edge for a long time over the midpoint. He's going to be doing a lot. He's dropping a, Control runs this interesting not concentration, but meditations build, and he uses that smite condition skill quite effectively, burning pretty much everyone around him with that damage off that.
So what that build is it's more of a selfish build than anything. If I'm assuming the traits are correct, and I actually haven't looked at them, and I'm not going to for reasons of player confidentiality, I guess we could say. But assuming it is running the build that a lot of people run with when they run triple med, it is more of a selfish bunker build. Doesn't provide a lot of the AoE benefits that you would get out of a 0-0, 10, 30, 30 build, but it does at the very least keep you alive for a lot longer than the 0-0, 10, 30, 30 build would.
Absolutely, and we're seeing Blue being able to keep him off the point, though, and Mansion's actually being decapped by Claudia, but here comes Sargon. He's actually going to run and port right over that fear wall that Claudia put down, not going to keep him from aggressing on the midpoint, and he's going to be rolling around. Look at him, tap that 3 key, something that I don't know. I think there's an art to it, Blue, because I can't do that. I can sit there and hammer my 3 skill all day, and it really comes down to the effective use of the dodge and endurance, and also knowing when to pull out and just get that initiation back. And sort of that mechanic is something that we're seeing very well in Sargon Steals here. Of course, God and Nero are here to support on the side point.
So, like you were saying there about the sword dagger build, there is an element of skill to it too, where you need to be careful not to use your 3 for too long, otherwise you are going to run out of initiative and be sort of a sitting duck there. So, assuming you're following the correct rotation, you can keep it going pretty constantly, but at least it does have a ticking time limit as to how long you can keep that rotation doing because of initiation, regeneration rates, and a recent nerf to, or that increase the initiative cost of that ability.
Absolutely. We're seeing a massive team fight here on mid, though, Blue. So much red, so much blue. I'm still in with Sargon, who's trying to get pretty much off the point, or just so he can get make the use of his short bow here. Looks like red team actually does decap and might get this momentarily. Let's go with Kontrol, he's popped that great start out. He's got his symbol on the ground, and he's going to be using that to do so much damage. But also the condition cleanse on that is quite good.
Taking a look at that, we were talking about Kontrol, so taking a look at his stuff there. He does have a lot of good condition cleanses and whatnot, so it's obviously going to be a benefit to him.
Yep, and Claudia the Dark does not get the stomp off on Zambrini. Does not Kamehameha. No extra gems for that today, Claudia. I think that was definitely a gem thing that we did. Power is going to be camping that far point on the mansion here, and momentarily we will see Red Team will cap a point, and then they'll get an income again, Blue.
Yeah, Red Team is going to get that income, so with that, I think Red Team sort of blows up the match here. Blue Team does have their chance to come back, but again, Blue Team really needs to rush over there now. There's only about 20 seconds remaining, not including kills, so that might actually be it for this one.
Actually, yeah, as God might be the last death in this game here. Actually, no, God reses. It would have been really oddly poetic Justice E if God did become the last kill there, but it might be Sargon. I don't know. Anyway, the point is that Red Team's going to win this. 500
Red Team
points,
is going to win this, yep.
264, and it
so
wasn't a kill win, which I was predicting. But let's look at this point. Defective X topping on the leaderboard, 175. Next would be Narrow Vetus, that Mesmer, followed by Mira Jane, and then
Just
God.
like that.
Actually, no.
Team takes a capture point.
So it's Defective. Oh no, this is still rolling from the game that's being played right now. So really, at the end of the day, the point is that Red Team is doing such a great job. Blue Team, not quite stomped out entirely. They did win one of those games, the first rubber match in Server Stomp history, and that's gotta say something, because those teams were stacked both times, and they did come back that first game. They also were getting handily stomped in the beginning of that third game, and they did make a nice comeback.
Yeah, they did manage to make that nice comeback and really, just really prove that Red Team was the dominant today. Even though we did have some very good against the Blue Team, we obviously had our Kontrol captain come out on top today.
Yeah, we're gonna ask Kontrol who he wants to be on the team next, because that'd be on the show next.
Is this call out time?
It is call out time.
It's call out time.
Waiting for it. Let's see here. Jesus.
And again, guys, for those of you watching live, I do apologize. The drop frame count is kind of ridiculous, and I'm kind of hoping it doesn't affect our stream tomorrow. But I do apologize if you're watching live, because there probably is a bit of an issue there with that.
Hold on a second. We're gonna do a best of 5.
Oh, we are?
God wants the run back. I will allow that people to appeal that, as long as the other one agrees.
Whoa.
All right, someone pile in on the red team. Let's do it.
Well, I wasn't expecting that. Alright, so we're going to have another round here. Obviously, back on our original map, the Forest of Nifhel, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes there. Once again, as our teams are grouping up here at the moment, it's going to be Kontrol once more on the red team. Miralax and Aaron Strongs will be joining him, running with a triple Spirit Ranger. And then over here on the blue team, we're going to be having Claudia, Miralax, God leading the team, and then Defective and Power on HGH will be joining him.
Absolutely. We're just waiting for 2 more people. 2 more people. We've got so many. In Sorgon can go, Poon Hunter can go, Shawn can go, Sargon Steals, and Connor can get in. And it looks like Zambrini will be joining the red team. And we need 1 more adventurous individual to do that, to get in there and help Kontrol. Because
Preferably a Necromancer?
That's the best of 5.
I think a Necromancer could even this out quite well, so if there's one available, I would recommend you jump in.
It is Android.
Dang it, Shawn, ruined it.
Change up the scoreboard real fast.
So not a lot of AoE coming out here from the red team. Just taking a look at the comps right off the bat. We have Android, who is running the control build, a lot of direct damage there, and obviously the control itself. Zambrini, again, does have the cleave, but that's only when people are within close proximity of each other because of the fact it's a melee weapon, so ranged AoE wouldn't make no sense there. Aaron Stones does have triple spirit, so that's obviously going to be there. That is sort of the only form of AoE there. I'm actually not sure if people consider the actives are AoE, but like...
Is it? I mean, it's kind of just like...
I mean, it's sort of... It's your own interpretation, like if you would consider that AoE or not. But anyway, it's really the closest thing that they have to AoE right now is going to be Arid Stronghold. And then we're going to have Miralax, another Sword Dagger Thief. Actually, no, he's Dagger Pistol slash Sword Dagger, maybe? No, he's Dagger Pistol, actually. That's going to be full-on direct damage coming in there from Miralax. Then Kontrol running the Selfish Bunker build.
Absolutely.
And not saying he is selfish as a person, just saying that the build is selfish. It was worded a bit poorly.
We're just waiting on Defective and Claudia here. And I want to see I want to see this go to Game 5. Because I want to see the second ever Server Stomp rubber match in the same episode, Blue.
Oh man, well, to say the least, it'll be interesting if it does happen.
Yeah, I'm quite interested to see how this goes down. Of course, we're going to see Zambrini, Miralax. They were teammates in the last one. They're going to be shifting over to the red team under Kontrol's control with Android and Air Strong Shot. That's something that I think is going to be really interesting. Control works very well with Miralax. They are on the same team. But what sort of strategies will we see come out of the fold here from each captain? Who knows?
Indeed, and we are going to be starting here in 5 seconds. Once more, we are in the Forest of Nifhel, that tri-point or that triangular pattern point map with the 2 bosses to kill. Here we go, out of the gates. Let's check out the interesting split right off the bat here.
You go to the beach, we're seeing the famous sort of the Shadow Refuge aggression that we saw sort of at the 8-pack tournament that we're going to see also probably again in 8 hours, Blue.
Oh, yay! But yeah, that is going to be an interesting split to say the least. Zambrini as well, cutting off here, going to head over to try and take down Chieftain over here.
Red team got a capture point.
And will he get it though? No, blue team does manage to take their Chieftain. However, we're going to see Power was being chased down by this raiding party of red team here. Now he's being chased again by Miralax and Android. He's trying to get off the mid, or he will try and actually Android. He's going to get stomped, and there it is. Android will of course go back into the mid and try and fight. Here's God and Claudia. The first we're seeing of God this match, but he's going to be captain fighting here between Kontrol and Android. But Zambrini's going to come up and get some backstabs if he does do so, but no, God dodging onto the lower levels here, jumping into a ring of cleansing fire from Kontrol, but Defective X is here to help him out. Let's go in with Defective and see what sort of work he's doing on the midpoint. He's actually going to smash his paddle on in Android, and he's going to get the stomp in on Kontrol as well.
Indeed, doing that is going to knock 2 of those guys out, and now with only 1 person left at middle, it does click blue. We'll get our first 2 count to start this match off.
I think that's a great thing. Also, don't forget that red team just got spawned here. Then they're also their home point is being taken by Power here. Aaron Strongshot is trying to get in on this point, but he's not quite able to. The net going down from Power here is just so strong that big old bomb too, perfectly timed to keep Aaron off the point here. But here comes some people respawning. Let's go back to mid, see what's going on. Claudia though facing up against Zambrini. Let's go in with Claudia, see what sort of is going on for him. Actually, he is a guy. He's in that play for him, but he's going to be popping his heals and going into the Death Shroud momentarily just to do a lot of condition damage, just a lot of damage in general, using those staff marks to his utmost here as he's pouncing Zambrini off that fear wall.
Did you see that?
Yeah, and dancing around the fear wall is definitely going to be a good way to keep himself alive, although he does have to be careful because, again, the Thief is just relentless and is going to be all over him. He is in Death Shroud right now and is probably going to use the remainder of that to run away now. He's only got 949 health, and with that he's not going to be able to tank much else at middle.
Absolutely, Miralax capping that far point for the red team. That's Hedge. Looks like God will be up here to try and deal with him. Blue team has no income here. Red team has 2 points now, 96 to 121 in blue team's favor. And let's go in with God to see what sort of 1v1 stuff, because this is where God shines. This 1v1 fight is it's art, man. It is self-expression. It is beautiful.
But running with the bomb kit and the grenade kit is going to give you some options in terms of the type of engagement you can do. The grenade kit is obviously going to be used more when he's, at least on this map, when he's up on the ledge here at there at Keith. But then obviously you can hold back here and middle as well with the bomb kit going up against CCs. But again, he does have to be careful because just like that, the burst can pop out of nowhere and take you down.
Oh no, he's not going to be able to prevent the stop. That 1v1 did not go in his favor, unfortunately for God here. Miralax is going to have to do a lot of work, but here comes Defective. Let's see what Defective can do against Miri, as the rest of the team fight, the rest of the time there is a fight going down here on mid, and mine seems to be fine. There's no one there yet. Claudia managing to get up, Mir Jane here as well, stealth both of them. Zambrini's going to walk through that fear wall a couple times, but Android is also trying to go in on Claudia right here, and gets him down. Can Android get the stop? Let's
check out Android's point of view now. Going in for the stomp, doesn't have stability or anything, and Claudia's going to use that fear But with the addition of stealth, actually, no, we could see Claudia getting up here now because of that.
Absolutely.
Very nicely played indeed.
Kontrol is over here trying to stomp out power, and he will not get it. Here comes Android trying to repeat it, but no, Android goes down. Kontrol's about to go down as well. Two members of the red team down here. God just did so much AoE. The wave of light went out from Kontrol, and there was stability. Warbanner got thrown down. That was his power, not Android. And here's a double stop for the blue team side. That actually gets them back in the lead now. They were trailing behind by quite a few points, but they get mid. They're going to have to go back and get Henge and put aggression on the far point for them, which is mine, as only Aaron's strong shot is there, and he's actually from Absolute Legends Guild, but I don't know if he's got any sort of PvP.
Absolute Legends does also have a PvE sort of sector. They do have a little more bit of a social side of the game right now, so I think that's where that guy's coming from.
Absolutely. Now it looks like Power is actually managing to get on the far point though, and Android whirling around with them axes on. Just gonna not be able to do as much damage as he wants to, but it's gonna be enough to keep Power off the point for the moment. Let's go back to Keith and see where the fight is going on. It's actually under the point, between the first and second floors here. Kontrol is going down to Defective, and I will lead you all. Let's go with Kontrol as he tries to take this fight away from the midpoint. But as he does so, we're seeing that Mirialax or Zambrini, it's actually Zambrini managing to get the decap off on mid, and he's gonna be fought by Defective and Mirror Jane here.
Yep, taking a look at Mirror Jane now. Let me see if I can find her. She's finding people today. There we go. Mirror Jane managed to take him out there, so they're going to take that point back for themselves. We did see the sort of sneaky decap, and as Claudia comes up with the Kamehameha, going to get knocked out, and the point will go back to blue team control.
Finally gets
Just like that,
a
blue
correct
team takes a capture
Kamehameha, which is something he's been trying to do all day here. See, look at this raiding party from Red here going up behind the midpoint here, and it's Kontrol and Android, and this is a combination that is scary. You have Kontrol that can just eat damage, and Shawn who can pretty much stun you and kill you. And it's such an interesting duo here. They're going to go in on Claudia, who's in that play form, not taking much damage here, but putting out some conditions, not quite enough to be self-sufficient, and Defective comes up here. Let's see if Defective can chase down Android. This is something that I think he'll enjoy doing as they're running the same build here.
The apprentice meets the creator is sort of what we got going on here. I think Android changed his build mid-server stomp, actually, to try and mimic him a little more, so...
Actually, no. See, what I do know is that Shawn and Defective are quite good friends, as everyone is good friends with Shawn. And he was actually practicing Defective's newest build, which is one of the reasons why we can't go over their builds here. But Defective's getting the res here on Claudia, meanwhile in the mid, but like I said, the student has become the master here if a Defective goes down to Shawn, and there it is!
Yeah. Yeah, very low helpful, and I was getting mine. There was support from teammates there as well, but we are going to see Shawn come out on top there in this team fight against Defective, and he's going to get knocked out.
Yeah, this is kind of like that scene in Star Wars where Obi-Wan Kenobi gets killed by Darth Vader. That's not a spoiler.
A little bit.
I promise. Anyway, Hen just being defended. Zambrini tried to backcap it, but God is there to try and deal with it. It is Red Team's lead here, 316 to 286. It's quite the close game. It's only about 30-point differential. Anyone can come back in this, and you know how they can do it, Blue?
The bosses?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was thinking. God, it's going to go in on Android. Android shut down for a second.
You alluded as to if something else was a possibility there, like...
No, there's no other possibility.
You were scaring me for a second.
It was an easy question. Anyway.
That's why I didn't think it needed to be asked. That was why I got scared for a second. I was like, I don't know what.
For our newer viewers, the forest creature does give you 25 points to your point total, but blue team has no income and red team is beginning to pull away now. Zambrini is going in on the far point here against Defective, but here comes Android to do extra damage here. This isn't something I'd like to come up against in the solo queue that is going to be added to the game according to the developers. But damn, dude, look at this. He actually gets stunned, he being Android, he's getting locked down like crazy. Such great coordination from the blue team, keeping Android from moving around. He's forced to pop that shield there as he's low health, under 3k right now, under 2.5. Popping his heal though, and we'll see what happens. Defective does go down. He'll get rezzed by power here, and this is just a great 2v2 fight for you guys to sort of learn from.
Yeah, taking a look at it here, definitely a pretty even fight, at least. Android and Defective virtually running the same exact build, and then we have Zambrini in there providing a lot of sort of jump around damage, and in addition to power, just being a menace bunker with a question mark at the end of it, engineer in there.
Absolutely. Of course, the main fights are over here on the side point. Let's go to mine, see what's going on. And we do have Amir Jane running away from the side point here,
Red
trying to
team
leave his
wins
rock
the
dog
capture
thieves
point.
to deal with that, and keep his sort of just not being touched, Blue.
Yep, taking a look at it right now, not going to be touched over there. Obviously, that really the spirits is you kind of aren't touchable. You gotta really have the a good focus there in order to take down a spirit ranger.
Absolutely. Miralax does get spawn here, though. Will he go over to the mid and try and deal with the blue point here, or will he go over to Chieftain? We'll have to see. Looks like Claudia might be heading over to the Chieftain as well. Yeah, it looks like Miralax is trying to double cap these forest creatures here. Let's go with Miralax. Actually, you know, he's running back. He wants to go help Control at the keep, as it's a captain fight here, and actually it's about to be a 2v1 against God. Oh, it's about to be a 2v2 as Mirror Jane comes in. That is, of course, Kiyomi, the Ranger for RNG. Oh my god, Control is actually quite low. No, he's about a third of the way down. God's about to die here. He needs to pop some sort of there it is. There's the supply crate, and he doesn't get healed enough by that supply crate just yet. There's a 2v3 here. Control is down. Miralax reses him. God needs to be rezzed by someone on his team, and there it is. But here comes Aaron Strongshot to come in and do more damage. His spirits are just going to help so much here, as they do so many different sort of buffs on the red team here. What sort of things will those spirits be doing, Blue?
Okay, so the spirits that are currently alive are going to be his mainly, actually no, he's going to have his Storm Spirit as well as his Earth Spirit alive right now, which those two, the Earth Spirit has a chance on hit, which I believe is 70% chance when traded to trigger 4 seconds of protection, which is a negative 20% damage reduction on you. And then the other one has more use for the active than anything because it is a chance to proc Swiftness, but obviously in combat Swiftness isn't going to be that much of an advantage. And he also has his Fire Spirit, which is a chance to proc AoE Fire, but that one is currently down. I believe it was killed.
Dude, this game is so close. Look, there's no cap points here at 4 minutes, 14 seconds. Look at this. It's 419 to 442 in favor of red team here, but look at this 2v2 here on Henge, dude. We have Zamborini and Control going with Defective, and Claudia is going with Defective as he stuns Control. He's so low, he can get them down. And there, no, maybe, oh no, doesn't quite get Control down. He manages to pop that heal off, and Defective is just rolling around. There's Control going down. Defective going to try, and he does to stabilize through that wall of light there. Zamborini trying to get on Defective, but Claudia is going to be conditioning him down as well. Blue team has the keep. They're going to come back. They're about to tie, actually, Blue. Mine is actually going to be fine. Power is going up against the Spirit Ranger here and Aaron Strongshot, but Mirror Jane is coming to support. Meanwhile, at the Henge, we have Zamborini still doing a lot of havoc upon Defective and Claudia, but he's also joined by Miralax here. It's a 2v2 again, but it's a thief 2v2.
Taking a look at it right here, yep, we do have the 2v2 there with the Thieves. Miralax obviously helping out with it. Claudia is about to go down to damage here, but I think we had someone from the red team back out of that fight as well. Yeah, he's coming back in now. I think he was he just needed to recover, but with Defective in here now throwing down the Warp Banner, it's going to keep going, and Blue team has managed to take the point now. So Blue team pulling ahead possibly might win this match, actually, if they continue on their current path. Yeah.
Android is here on the mine point with Control, with Aaron Structure, dealing with Mirror Jane and Power. They're both quite, actually they're not very low, but oh my god, this is such an aggressive fight here as 2v3 is looking to be in the favor of red team here as Power and Mirror Jane are being focused down, but Mirror Jane's actually quite high on health. He's on the fringes here, trying to use his short bow to do condition damage and use that cluster bomb shot.
Yeah, we did actually finally have red team take control of the mine now, so they're going to have that under their belt. They still have Henge, though, and in about 10 seconds, they're going to have it for their names. And Bree's going to come in to try and knock out Claudia now, but with Defective falling back, I think that's it, guys. I think we're going to tie this up at 2-2 and go into a round 5.
This is the first round 5 in Server Stomp history. This is the second rubber match in Server Stomp history. This is amazing, Blue. Oh my god, I cannot wait.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Going to profile here. You know what that means, Blue?
It means a possible Lord Rush, which could end the game in us screaming like wild people.
Definite Lord Rush. I'm telling them, if you don't win by Lord... Fuck.
Well, man, language.
It's my show. Say what I want. I get one of those. It's PG-13. But yeah, if you don't...
That's R.
No. It's PG-13 if you say the F word once. That's why...
Alright, so don't say it again then.
Oh, calm down. Calm down.
I'm just...
It's okay.
Listen, man, we gotta keep it classy here. We gotta keep it esports classy.
So I'm telling them that I will be very disappointed in them because they are all my sons and I'm a generic Asian parent. But it looks like we random some teams here.
We have heard of the team and taking a look at the compositions right now. Let's open it up and see here. Let's get the Twitch one open. There we go. So we're going to have Arenanet Sebuska playing Necromancer. Claudia once more playing Necromancer as well. And Elsa playing Thief over here. Playing with Pistol Thief. Interesting.
This is very interesting. This is... I've actually never seen Yelessa. Or Vaz. But Vaz, I think, was trying to get in for a little while.
I think she's... maybe doesn't PvP that often? Not obviously not saying she's unskilled or anything, just looking at the rank basis, so she might be pulling over a World v World build or something like that to try that out over here, so it's going to be interesting to see how that carries over.
She is running Scale Venom and Assassins and Seed of Shadows. Is she running Venom Share, I wonder?
She is... let me sneak a peek. No, she's not. I'm assuming she doesn't care if I look at her build. But.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting build. She's running 10, 10, 5, 25, 20.
Mm-hmm. So Fleet of Foot, Dodger's Crippled and Weakness. But actually never really seen like as far as let me take a little bit of a look-see. Power Inertia gain might whenever you dodge, then Bountiful Theft. Yeah, that one I know what it is. And then Thrill the Crime, another steel buff there. And then running Pistol with the Scale Venom. So interesting build to say the least. I honestly don't know what to make of it, in all honesty. I've never seen anything like this before.
For those of you guys watching, of course, I do post threads about the show when it's going live all over, but I do remember Vaz, because he was shit-talking Kontrol. In the, he really wanted to be picked by Kontrol, and he also wanted to face Kontrol in the Guild Wars 2 forums thread. So I want to see if Kontrol does anything interesting on this.
So we have that one Thief running a non-meta build, and because my Thief knowledge is lacking, I can't really call it on what it's supposed to be. But taking a look at it here, the more interesting thing is that God's team has 3 engineers.
Grenades forever.
So we're gonna have 3 bomb kits. Actually, no, 2 bomb kits, 2 grenade kits. Vazming Slick Shoes, and it's not all the same build either, so we do have a pretty diverse collection of engineer builds here.
This is gonna be good. I'm like licking my lips in excitement. We do have Sebuska on the red team though. Sebuska is someone I actually haven't seen around ever as well, so it's good to see that the community is here and turning out to support the show, guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Let's check out the map. Let's watch the split as the game starts in 10 seconds. But again, thank you guys for watching again. Hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube for a chance to win gems every week, and also hit that follow button on Twitch if you're really enjoying it. We're going to see the split right now, and we're going to see most everyone on the red team going up the top part for the red base, and pretty much the same thing on the mirror side. Looks like we've got one of the NGs heading for Waterfall, and one of the Necros for red team heading for Quarry, and the fight will happen here at Graveyard.
Taking a look at that Graveyard fight now is getting started. I think Power's going to be the bunker, so that's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
And here's Kontrol and Yelessa, and Sebuska on the side here. Sebuska's doing quite a good job. Let's go with Claudia, though. Actually, not Claudia. Let's go with Yelessa, rather, who's running that pistol build. Let's see what sort of stuff she decides to run around here and do. She's, I think she's targeting enough hard, but she is quite dazed as that crate got dropped on top of her, and she's very low. Sargon is going to be bursting her down. She's about to go down. Does that jump dodge, but unfortunately going to go down. Kontrol is going to try and res here, but Vaz and Power are trying to get that cleave in on a Kontrol. It's going with the Kontrol here. He's locked down. He's quite low, but Power is not really focusing on him, and neither is Vaz. Vaz actually getting those grenades off, going into his pistol, and then going back here. And he's going to try and use that renewed focus to stay alive. He manages to get that Greatsword 5 off as well to bring the entirety of the blue team
to their knees.
To their knees, to their backs.
To their
really.
knees, yeah.
To their butts, as they fall on their butts. And
to their graves.
God is getting Waterfall, though. They'll get in this game. And meanwhile, like far, we do have Aaron Strongshot going up as Claudia, which is an interesting fight here, as we're going to see Spirit Ranger go up against the interesting Necro build that is the condition meta for Necros.
Taking a look at it now over here at the at the Quarry. Now we do have another 1v1. Aaron Stronghold going up against Claudius. That's an interesting fight because this is sort of like two Condis meeting each other here, but obviously Aaron's going to be a little bit tankier, so I think we can see Aaron come out on top there, but I'm not on the judge based on player skill, so we have to wait and see how it pans out.
Absolutely, Blue. Let's go back to the graveyard, however, because there is a huge fight here. We're having a captain fight. Let's go in with God.
Let's take a look.
God's getting stunned here because it looks like we've got Android finally on camera here as he's trying to chase down the captain and contribute to the captain fight. Here's a 3v2 in the favor of the blue team. We're seeing that supply crate. Now, when used in combination with each other, these supply crates will effectively make a point uncappable for anybody on the opposing team, Blue. And I think that these they're going to get the stomp here on Control, and then this is going to be all she wrote for the midpoint fight here as Blue locks it down without any
like that. Blue team takes a capture point.
Problem, really. God's going to go back to the waterfall and deal with
Blue team grabbed a capture
So if he gets there in time, and well, unfortunately, that would have been a 3-cap there for the blue team, pulling them very far ahead. Unfortunately, Sewiska is going to be here in time to get tested, so keep that rolling there with a 2-cap for blue team, and we'll slowly start to progress their lead ahead. However, we are pretty early in the game here, so there's still plenty of time for red team to come back.
Actually, there's a fight here on Quarry. We're going to see Yolessa go up against Aaron Strongshot, and who else? And Vaz here, but here comes Android, fresh off the spawn. He's going to try and stun someone and get them knocked down. Yolessa goes down. Stomp does not go through, however. Android able to interrupt that, rather. He's going to try and res, but hopefully he won't get cleaved off on the res. Decides to disengage off the res as Voss and Aaron Strongshot are just doing too much damage. Popping that sword too, he's going to opt to go for the graveyard.
Just like that.
Yeah, you're going to see that fight over there. The graveyard, moving over to the graveyard now as Quarry is not going to be the best option for a fight. Wasn't really going too well there for them, so they're going to move over here now and try and bring a fight towards the middle point. Keep in mind, if they get that middle point, it's really beneficial to especially on this map, because it can really be used as a staging. You're going to move on for other points once more because of the points in this map are in a line pattern, not in a triangular pattern.
Absolutely, there's another supply crate going down. There's a second one. 2 supply crates on the mid. Claudia is going down, locked down by those nets there. Here comes a stomp from Power. We'll see if he gets steered away. No, Claudia goes down on the midpoint. This is blue team's point. Let's look at the waterfall where Sargon's facing Control. This is an interesting fight here, as we're going to see Control's quote-unquote selfish bunker build go up against the the Sargon sword dagger standard thief, I would say. Not really standard, again. I hate to use those sort of words, but Control, interesting build. However, he's going to get knocked off point here so low. He's going to pop that Mace 5, that Focus 5 rather, and of course that will give him a burst finisher off any field he's standing in, but he's off the point. The point is decapped. He's trying to get out. He's trying to survive. Sargon, let's go in with him as he tries to take down Control here. Control's evading. He's going to use that short bow 3 to get away from Control as Claudia comes up to support, but he pops back into the fight.
Got his shelter up now.
Yeah.
Just manages to keep himself alive.
Control is like a survivalist, man. He should not have survived that.
Like I said, it's a pretty selfish build, and that's not said negatively. That's said in the regard that like they can stay alive for a pretty ridiculous amount of time, assuming they're using their cooldowns wisely. And especially with the recent buffs to meditation, it's only made it that much stronger. And I think that's why we're seeing Guardians take it in a little more, to say like unorganized scenarios like this.
Absolutely.
Maybe a little bit in competitive.
Android is backcapping here. He's trying to go see if anyone's up here, but no, the fight is here at the graveyard here. As blue team is sort of spread out. They're actually going for the Lord here. They're trying for the Lord rush. Did they get it? No. We see God going for the Lord, and there it is. They have 430 points. God gets that Lord kill.
Nice.
We didn't hype that up enough, Lou, so let's just yell for the rest of the game. Meanwhile, Graveyard Claudia and Control's going to go try and get Sargon. He does get the stomp on Sargon there. He did, I think he was running some sort of teleport on that Guardian there to get that sort of, it's basically the Guardian equivalent of a Shadow Step stomp, but not really. It's yeah, he was running Judge's Intervention. Of course, we're not going to open up the exact stats to see what's under the hood for Control, as I assure you, it's quite devious and interesting, but we
it's
are
a secret.
rules. Yeah, it's a secret, guys.
With the upcoming NA qualifiers, a lot of teams are a little bit secure of their builds, to say the least, right now. So obviously that can be respected. There's 10 grand on the line, and nobody wants to lose 10 grand because their build got revealed. So that's obviously.
Blue is going to be casting that though, so you guys should all be watching that. And I'm going to be watching that. I want to be watching the hell out of that. Meanwhile, we're going to be watching the hell out of this fight here on mid. Power is going to come over. Control is down. We're going to see if Android can get a res off or if God can knock him down. He's going to Be throwing grenades in. No, Kontrol gets up. He's got so many conditions on him, though. I would not be surprised to see him go down once again. No, he's actually still up. He's going to pop that heal. He's going to be fine for a little bit. God is dazed by Android, and the Kontrol is coming over to finish him off. God goes down. Here comes Power, and Sargon to res him. He does get up. He's going to he might come down once again. Another supply crate. 2 supply crates down on the mid. This is interesting as Red is trying to come back in this game. It's 490 to 111. They just can't. It is going to beat the blue team's favor here.
With 5 people downing, with a full wipe at the end of that match, a very impressive last team fight there by the blue team, not only taking Lord, but holding on to a majority capture, have won this one, and have won this week's episode of Server Stomp.
Absolutely. Now we're going to try and see who God wants
Just
on.
like that, blue team takes a capture point.
Took it away from Kontrol.
Yeah, managed to do the run back. Quite surprising. 2 games in a row. Let's see who wants to call out, though.
Obviously, good sport from Controller. Going over, did win the best of 3, which was the announced lineup, and then wanted to continue on. So good sports from there all around. And yeah, as well. Thanks to all our players this week.
Absolutely, Kontrol saying a thief on his team. Of course, this is the end of our broadcasted games. You guys feel free to come back into the server. That is the Stomping Grounds. Play whenever you want. It's going. I think God will step out, but there will be more captains, more stuff. You can also go to the GW2 Esports subreddit, try and get into the GW2 Esports Guild in Guild Wars 2, and we will get you onto TeamSpeak. We will get you guys into Server Stomp every week, of course. Now, this would not be Server Stomp if we did not give a huge shout out to our sponsors, IntoTheMist.com. Please go to Into the Mist. They have the best guide section in Guild Wars 2. Period. They allow you to make guides, they allow your friends to make guides, and you can read stuff from God, who we saw, and he has a guide in the build that we saw him running. That is amazing. I use it all the time. NG is so hard to play, but it's a lot easier when you're reading stuff like that. You're going to see a lot of other people. Aiden Frost has a guide, Kruk has a guide. Really great stuff. This video is going to be in the video section. If videos are more to your liking, go to the video section of IntoTheMist.com. That's IntoTheMist.com/videos. You'll see Server Stomp. You'll see a lot of people playing. You can learn from that as well. Now, if you want to learn some more about Guild Wars 2, you can just go to Twitter.com/MLGSireph. I'll be tweeting it all the time. You can also go to Twitter.com/Dr_Blue to follow Blue, and you can follow his Twitch stream at Twitch.tv/Blue42. And we're actually in 8 hours. We're doing the APAC tournament, which is
a little less than that now, actually.
Yeah, just under 8 hours. The Thermal Take APAC tournament, which is Asian, Pacific Asia, Australia, all those sort of teams. It's down to the final 4 teams, I think.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We're down to our last 4 teams. I believe we have mainly Taiwanese teams in there, but there are a couple ones from, I think we have 1 Chinese team in there still left, and 1 Japanese team as well, so be sure to check that out. We're going to be duking it out in just a couple hours. I got to sleep before that. But
absolutely, I think I do as well. But it looks like God actually is calling out Ostrich Eggs. What team is Ostrich Eggs on now? It's
Ostrich Eggs is currently teamless, if I am correct. I haven't checked in a while, but the last time I checked, he was not on an organized team for the time, at least not a pronounced team.
So he is quite a skilled player, though, and I will be contacting him throughout the week to see if he wants to come on. Guys, thank you so much for watching Server Stomp. Blue, any shout-outs from you?
No, just thanks to the viewers that watch, and thanks to the players today.
Absolutely. So it's been great, guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching Server Stomp, and stay stompy and stuff like that.
Oh, that was cute.
Yeah. Blue, turn off the stream.
All right, see you later, guys. Shutting the stream off. Have a good night.